It is 11:40 at night and you are looking at your credit card statement, not reading it, looking at it, the way you look at it every month, your thumb just hovering. Balance $6,500. Minimum payment $130. Due date 9 days from now. You already know what you are going to do. You are going to pay the minimum. You are going to close the app. You are going to go to bed. It is like checking your blood pressure and not knowing what the numbers mean. You see the reading, you do not know if it is dangerous, you do not know if it is fine. You just know. You do not want to look at it too long. I did this for 4 years. I am going to be honest. I did not know there was a number, a single number, one calculation that could tell me if my debt was the kind that just annoys you or the kind that slowly crushes you. And I had been carrying this balance the whole time, not knowing which one I was. The number is called your debt to income ratio, DTI. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They are the federal agency that is supposed to be on your side. They define it as all your monthly debt payments divided by your gross monthly income. Every bank in this country uses it, every mortgage lender, every auto loan underwriter. They all look at this number before they decide if you are trustworthy. And somehow, nobody ever explains it to you. Nobody ever says here is how to calculate it for yourself. Here is what yours means. I think actually I know that bothers me more than the debt itself. The not knowing. I found this out because I got denied for a car loan. That is how I learned. Not from a class, not from a video, from a rejection letter. So let me tell you what I wish I had known. Here is what DTI is. You take every monthly debt payment you make, credit card, minimum, car payment, student loan, anything that shows up on a credit report, and you add it all up. Then you divide that by your gross monthly income before taxes. Before deductions, the number you get is a percentage. That percentage is your DTI. Under 36%, you are okay. Not great necessarily, but okay. The system considers you manageable. That is the word they use. Manageable, like you are a thing to be managed. 36 to 49, you are stressed. You can still function. You can still get approved, but the rates get worse. The options get narrower. And you feel it. You feel it before you can name it. 50 and above, that is when things start breaking. Think of it like this. 36 is the blood pressure reading, where your doctor says, let us keep an eye on it. 50 is where your doctor stops smiling. Now, let me show you a person. Suburb outside Charlotte, administrative assistant at a logistics company, 34. Takes home about $54,000 a year before taxes. That is $4,500 a month gross. They also drive for Instacart on weekends, usually Saturday mornings before the kids are up. Maybe another $600 a month. So let us call it $5,100 gross monthly. Their monthly debt payments, credit card minimum $130, car payment $389, student loan $220. That totals $739 a month. 739 divided by 5,100, 14.5%. That is low. That sounds fine, right? I thought so too. But here is what I did not understand for 4 years. That $130 minimum payment, it looks like progress. It feels like you are doing something. But run the numbers. The Federal Reserve tracks this. As of February 2026, the average credit card interest rate on accounts carrying a balance is 21.52% on $6,500. That is roughly $116 in interest per month. You are paying $130. The interest alone is $116. $14 a month goes to actual principal. $14. That is it. I had to reread that 3 times. They closed the app, same as you, same as me. And the thing that, okay, I have to say this. Your credit card statement is legally required to tell you how long it will take to pay off the balance if you only make the minimum. It is right there, a tiny box, gray font, usually page 2. Nobody reads page 2. 17 years. Over $14,000 total for a $6,500 balance. 17 years, $14,000 for $6,500. I did not read that box for 4 years. It was there the whole time, waiting for me to look at it. Now, here is where it gets. I do not want to say scary. That is not the right word. I want to say real. 111 million Americans carry a credit card balance right now. That is not a guess. That is from a joint report by the Century Foundation and Protect Borrowers. Came out about a month ago. Half of everyone with a credit card, over 40% of every adult in this country. They closed the app at 11:42. Total credit card debt in this country right now, $1.33 trillion as of February 2026. That is a record. The average individual balance, $6,500 to $6,800. I want to ask you something, and you do not have to answer out loud. But do you know your DTI? Not a guess, the actual number. Have you ever divided it out? Because I hadn't. And I think most people carrying a balance have not either. And I think that is the thing, not the debt, the not knowing where you stand. You are not the only person staring at that app at 11:40 at night. You are not the only person paying the minimum. This is public information. By the way, everything I am telling you comes from federal data and published research. I am not a financial advisor. I do not know your income or your rate or your situation, but the math is the same for everyone. Now, I want to go back to the person in Charlotte because their DTI looked fine, 14.5%, but that was using the minimum payment that barely reduces debt. What if you recalculate using the payment that would actually pay off the card? In 3 years, which is about $227 a month for that balance at that rate, their DTI jumps to 16.4%. Still okay, still manageable. But add one thing, say they want a mortgage. Say they are looking at one of those new builds off I negative 485. Suddenly, there is 1,400 a month for housing added to the equation. Now their DTI is 42%. And a lender looks at that and says, you are stressed. Your rates will be higher. Your options will be fewer. That is what DTI tells you. It tells you how close you are to the edge. Not today, but the next time you need something. It is the blood pressure you do not take because you are afraid of the number. But the number exists whether you take it or not. It has always existed. So here is what you do. And I want to be clear, this is not advice for your specific situation. This is just what the calculation is. What you do with the result is yours. Tomorrow morning, not tonight. Tonight is for knowing this exists. Tomorrow morning, you open your phone. You open Notes or whatever you use, the Google Keep thing. A napkin. I do not care. You write down every monthly debt payment, not the balance, the payment, the amount that leaves your account every month. Car, card, student loan, personal loan, whatever shows up on a credit report. You add those up, then you go look at your last pay stub. If you use ADP or Gusto or whatever your company runs payroll through. Top line, gross income, before taxes, before they take anything out. Divide the debt number by the income number. Multiply by 100. That is your DTI. Under 36, breathe. 36 to 49, you are not in crisis, but you are close enough to feel it, and now you know why you feel it, 50 or above. That is when you start looking at which payment is highest and whether anything can move. The IRS has a whole publication on this, publication 4681. If you want to understand cancellation of debt, the CFPB has free worksheets. Those are directions to look. Not answers, just directions. I am going to keep looking into this stuff. The debt math, the things they do not explain on the statement. If that is useful to you, I will be here. I did this calculation on a Tuesday. I had been avoiding it for 4 years. It took 4 minutes. 4 years of closing the app. 4 minutes to know. Your number is already there. It has been there this whole time. You just have not looked.